we've seen such a huge inflection of attention, and her play, just the way she plays the game, I think that's going to be sustainable. Our backcourt, I think, is probably going to be one of the best in the league between her and Kelsey. It's a dynamic duo right there. But we've had points where, incremental points where we've had, the tide lift a little bit and then go back down. So, we're going to work at making sure that we capture all the opportunities.
A couple things that I love that she said. One, she praised her star players. She did not hold back. She admitted to the success that is Caitlin Clark and that this organization has not seen.
Did you hear about the drama in the WNBA? Sheryl Swoopes just dropped a bomb saying Fever players want out because of Caitlin Clark. But wait, there's more. The team president is firing back, and she's got some big names backing her up. Let's break down this wild story. Swoopes went on the Gills Arena podcast and said something crazy. She claimed that players in the Fever locker room are trying to leave because they don't want to play with Clark. Can you believe that? It's like she's saying Clark is too good or something.
This isn't just for Caitlin, but you asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player said it. Yeah, that'll go in the record books as Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be. And I don't think it should be.
Swoopes even suggested that free agents might not want to join the team because of this drama. But here's where it gets even crazier. The Fever president isn't taking this lying down. She's about to come out swinging, and you won't believe who's in her corner. We're talking about a clash between WNBA legends and the team's management. Who do you think is telling the truth? Let's dig into what happened next. While the drama unfolds off the court, Caitlin Clark has been silently answering her critics with her play. Remember when rookies were supposed to struggle? Clark didn't get that memo. She's not just playing well, she's rewriting the WNBA record books in her debut season. Let's talk about Clark's rookie year, because it's been absolutely insane. This girl isn't just good, she's breaking records left and right. You know what's crazy? She became the league's assist leader in her first season. That's right, a rookie dishing out more dimes than anyone else in the WNBA. But wait, it gets even better. Clark didn't just lead in assists, she smashed the record for most assists by a first-year player. And get this, she did it with 12 games still left to play. That's like finishing a marathon while everyone else is still tying their shoelaces. Now you might be thinking, okay, she's good at passing, but what else? Well, hold on to your seats, because Clark's not done. She's out there putting up numbers that make you do a double take. We're talking about averaging 24 points, 8.5 assists, and 5.2 rebounds per game in August. That's not rookie numbers, that's superstar stuff. But here's where it gets really wild. Clark recorded her second career triple-double against the Los Angeles Spark. 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. That's the kind of performance that makes you wonder if she's actually a rookie or if she's been secretly playing in the league for years. And you know what's even crazier? Clark became the first rookie in WNBA history to win Player of the Month. Not Rookie of the Month, but Player of the Month. She's out there competing with the best of the best and coming out on top. Now let's talk about her three-point game because it's fire. Clark became the fastest player to make 100 three-pointers in a season, hitting that mark in just 34 games. That's like she's playing a video game and someone turned on the cheat codes. But here's the thing that really shuts down all this talk about players not wanting to play with her. Clark makes her teammates better. Just look at Aaliyah Boston. With Clark on the court, Boston's having her best season ever. They even both dropped 20-point double-doubles in the same game. That's the kind of teamwork that wins championships. You'd think with all this success, everyone would be Team Clark. But there's always got to be a hater, right? Sheryl Swoopes came out swinging, but the Fever president wasn't having any of it. Her comeback? It's a game changer. Kelly Krauskopf, the Fever president, didn't just defend Clark. She went on the offensive. She straight up called out Swoopes' claims about players wanting to leave the team. You know what's crazy? Krauskopf said the exact opposite is happening. She's saying that smart players actually want to team up with Clark. Can you imagine that? A rookie so good that veterans are lining up to play with her? Krauskopf didn't stop there. She went all in on how Clark makes the whole team better. It's like Clark's got some kind of magic touch that turns everyone around her into a superstar. Krauskopf's basically saying, hey, who wouldn't want to play with someone who can make you look this good?
You know, wow, if you told me and said, hey, list the 3 people, if you could have anybody you wanted in this new role, I would probably have listed Kelly 1, 2, and 3. When the league first started, Kelly was in the league office. And then the Simon family brought her to Indy to start the Indiana Fever. She's got all the bases covered. So once I heard that this was going to happen, man, If I could have done a flip or handspring, I probably would have done it. Fortunately, I didn't try that.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Krauskopf's not just talking about Clark's skills on the court, she's painting a picture of a team that's totally united. It's like she's saying, Swoopes, you don't know what you're talking about. We're one big, happy basketball family over here. And get this, Krauskopf's got some serious backup. You know who's jumping in to support Clark? LeBron James. Yeah, that LeBron James. The king himself is giving props to the rookie. When you've got one of the greatest players of all time in your corner, you know you're doing something right. LeBron's support is like the cherry on top of Krauskopf's argument. It's not just the team president saying Clark's great, it's a basketball legend. That's the kind of endorsement that makes people sit up and take notice. You know what's wild about all this? Krauskopf and LeBron aren't just defending Clark, they're turning the whole story around. Suddenly, it's not about players wanting to leave. It's about how lucky the Fever are to have Clark. It's like they took Swoopes' criticism and used it to show just how awesome Clark really is. This whole thing is like a masterclass in how to handle criticism. Krauskopf didn't just deny Swoopes' claims, she flipped the script entirely. Now, instead of talking about drama in the locker room, we're talking about how Clark's making everyone better and attracting top talent. Just when you thought the Clark controversy was cooling down, Swoopes threw more fuel on the fire. Her latest move? It's got everyone talking, and not in a good way. Remember when Swoopes first criticized Clark's NCAA scoring record? That was just the beginning of a wild ride that's still going strong. Swoopes started this whole mess by questioning Clark's achievement. She said, if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. So, is it truly a broken record? I don't know. I don't think so. That's some serious shade, right? But it didn't stop there. After everyone called her out, Swoopes tried to backtrack. She went on social media saying, please know that I do not dislike or hate her. I like her game too. It's all of the ugly fans that I don't care for. But here's the thing, people weren't buying it. It's like she was trying to put out a fire with gasoline. You know what's really wild? Swoopes even sent Clark a private apology. She admitted she was confused about Clark's eligibility timeline.
How much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Yeah, and it's not to take anything away from what she's done, but if you're talking about breaking records, then if this player did it in this amount of time, then you should do it in that same amount of time.
Saying, COVID year has me all confused. LOL. I also have nothing but respect for you and your game. Sounds good, right? Well, hold on to your hats because this is where it gets crazy. Swoopes actually leaked those private messages with Clark. Can you believe that? It's like she was trying to prove she apologized, but all it did was make people more upset. Fans were furious, saying the apology should have been as public as her criticism. But why is Swoopes so fixated on Clark? She's a WNBA legend herself, with multiple championships and MVP awards. You'd think she'd be cheering on the next generation, not tearing them down. Some people are saying it's jealousy, others think it's a publicity stunt. Swoopes tried to explain herself saying, I think I know why they do it. It's all stupid to me. It's not true. It's all stupid. But that just left everyone more confused. This whole saga is like a soap opera, but with basketballs instead of evil twins. It's showing us how tricky it can be when different generations of players clash. You've got the old guard, like Swoopes, who paved the way for women's basketball. Then you've got rising stars like Clark, breaking records and changing the game. All right, let's talk about the bigger picture here. This whole Swoopes-Clark drama isn't just about two players. It's showing us how important it is to talk things out in sports. When legends and rookies clash, it's like a recipe for disaster. But here's the thing. Good leaders can turn this mess into something positive. Look at Krauskopf. She didn't just defend Clark. She showed everyone how to handle criticism like a pro. It's not about fighting fire with fire. It's about showing the facts and sticking together. You know what's crazy? This whole thing makes you wonder about how we treat players, both old and new. Are we too quick to judge? Maybe we need to think twice before believing everything we hear. So here's a question for you. How can the WNBA bring everyone together? The legends, the rookies, and everyone in between. That's the real challenge here.